personality into an art form, despite the fact that at, 47? He was only about a decade older than me. Yet here I was, cast in the role of the young, trendy ingenue. Morning audiences were great about accepting whatever 21st century version of a Norman Rockwell painting you threw at them, and you wouldn't hear the 36-year-old trendy ingenue complaining. Mark's charming, self-effacing monologue came to an end on the teleprompter, and I refocused my eyes on the words that began next to my name. I know what trend would be perfect for you, Mark. The Rockefeller skank. I hadn't been listening or following along with whatever Mark had been saying, but it didn't matter. I didn't have any trouble faking the enthusiasm the 2 exclamation points were intended to help me feign. Yes, the Rockefeller skank was absolutely the only trendy among TikTok users with a handsome 401k trend they would make him start with. Ballroom dancing to an annoying, repetitive dance beat from a few years before Billie Eilish was born? What's not hip about that? Yeah, it had Mark Irvine written all over it. Mark's featurelessly handsome face morphed into an expression of good-natured horror. Rockefeller... what? He continued to play his part perfectly, and I couldn't help but wonder if it was possibly not just an act. Perhaps he had done what no one else on Earth had been able to accomplish. He'd somehow lived nearly 50 years on this planet, free of both TikTok and Fatboy Slim. I laughed sweetly at his scripted cluelessness and patted him on the arm. Don't worry about it, Mark. I have a very, very strong suspicion this will all make sense to you very soon. I patronizingly patted again, and the crew laughed to perfection. I'll trust you on that, Brynn. He shrugged for the benefit of the camera and then carried on with his lines. Now, before we hand things off to Alina, Haley, and Lance, I want to say, on behalf of all of us, on behalf of the entire Sunup fam tuning in all across the nation, what a joy it has been to finally have you seated next to me on this couch. It's been a long time coming. Has it? For me, the last 10 years have flown by. I responded. Because that's what the teleprompter told me to say. Never mind that I could have told stories for days about being passed over for the fresh face or up-and-comer, about the good old boy guys from the network's club of safe, boring, demographic-approved men like Mark, filling the rotating vacant seat on the couch while I kept working hard and paying my dues and smiling sweetly when the network executives dangled the "your day is coming" carrot in front of me to keep me happy. I feel like every seat I've been blessed enough to sit in here at Sunup, no matter the hour and no matter the role, has been as cozy as it could possibly be. And I loved every single minute of my time in the 3rd hour. Mark nodded. I know that Alina and Lance are going to miss you dearly. Well, now, that simply wasn't true at all. It was one thing to serve one's time, to earn one's keep and prove one's worth, to invest the time and effort it took to become an invaluable asset. It was another thing entirely to spend 5 years on a couch with Alina Delgado, pretending to be besties while the cameras were rolling and skillfully avoiding every attempt she made to sabotage my career when they weren't. And Lance, well, he just never liked anyone. But the lies came so easily once you knew how to play the game. I clasped my hands over my heart and squished up my face like I was watching a baby bunny rabbit eating a carrot. Then I spoke into the camera. You guys, thank you for everything. I knew this was what they all wanted from me, what the public wanted to believe. They wanted to believe, they did believe, that Alina and Lance were watching from the studio next door with tears in their eyes, cheering me on and making plans for our Sunday brunch together. I love my fam so much. I curled my fingers in front of me and made a heart. And of course, that fam just got bigger and better with the addition of Haley Oswell to the Sunup 3 couch. Isn't Haley just a stellar addition to the fam, Mark? Convincing viewers I loved the Sunup fam was the job. I would continue to do it each and every morning and every single time I spoke to the press, forever and ever, without complaint. But I had just about reached my limit on concealing the disdain I felt every time they made me say the word fam. One time, 2 years...